ki khubor ka bate si TV. Lawan Rashaphi taka Frank Motors. Visit Frank Motors or call 7045207973.
MIT University of Meghalaya. Our admissions are now open for the academic year 2024-25. Explore our best courses. Experience global collaborations. Apply today.
Step into paradise at Mausen Talang Nongwar. Your sustainable escape into nature's heart.
Nonghikai College Kibidan Hapok Shatri Jonga Meghalaya College Teachers Association Haka Pundrutuk Yayong Araja Pusau Ïakynduh Lang Bonishim Benta Haka 35th Biennial General Conference Kablalong Ha Conference Hall Jonga Shillong College Shillong. Ïakynduh Lang la play deka jingkran pedang ngobha deka Vice Chancellor Jonga Ikfa University Meghalaya ka Professor Alicia Gatpo ka President Jonga Association ka Dr. BH Buam kala aya ka Presidential Address baru Dean ka NIT Faculty Welfare u Professor Ayun Batacharji baru Regional Director Jonga Ïakynduh u Joseph Somi kila ay jingkran haka jingalang blashim bentalang deki Principal Jonga College Deficit bat ki ad hoc haka jilla ki President bat ki General Secretary berim Jonga MCTA bat ki WQA.
Education lacks vision and direction. The policies of the state government reveal little of its commitment to human resource development, evidenced by the fact that the sector is highly dominated by institutions providing general education. There is a near total absence of technical and professional institutions, which directly affects the employability of the youth in the state. The lack of employment opportunities for the youth is of serious concern for all stakeholders of higher education in the state. Given the increasing reliance on the market economy that stresses the importance of innovation, the importance and urgency of introducing technical and professional courses have been voiced out from different platforms and even by the State Assembly. However, the youth are being left disillusioned due to the lack of political will. I would like to reiterate what I have presented in the presidential address at the 34th Biennial Conference, where it is stated in that document that I had, contextualizing NEP 2020 in Meghalaya higher education environment, certain issues and need serious pondering. Number one, are our colleges ready to be autonomous? Question number one. What will happen to colleges that are not in a position to gain autonomy by 2035? The time aimed by NEP 2020 to end the affiliation system. What will be the implications of a tight regulation by the national level regulatory body as envisioned in the NEP 2020 for colleges? Will our colleges be able to be large multidisciplinary institutions with minimum of 3,000 students? Will our colleges be able to survive with the loan system of funding? Will the GER target of 50% be able to achieve without generous state funding? With our colleges remaining as teaching institutions or move forward to become research-based institutions? The trajectory set forth for higher education in the NEP 2020 say that we need to reinvent the roles of the state government, the college management, and the teaching staff. It is only for more professionalism and result-oriented action. It calls for that.
Let's see the light in each other, and let's be the light for one another. Because the NEP 2020, which is actually the talks among the academicians, wherever we go, it's always, in quotes I can say, NEP. I'm telling you, whether we go for the conferences of teachers or whether conferences of vice chancellors, the core topic is NEP. And it becomes, ingrained in us, particularly as one who heads the educational institution. We have to read it from cover to cover. Now, listening to the presidential address, as I've said, let's see the light in each other, and let's be the light for one another. Why I'm saying this? Yes, there are differences. Yes, there are criticisms. But these should not be the hurdles. We should overcome it. Constructive criticisms is the best way forward. We should try not to be opinionated, self-opinionated. Because if we are, we'll never be able to see the views of the others. And there will never be a meeting point. We need to see the light in each other. That means each and everyone is irrespective of all the stakeholders. They all have their views and opinions, and these should be taken on board. And the cohesion of these corrective measures be taken will help us to move forward. Now, I will talk a bit of the NEP, but not as what I'm just going to give you what we have been doing. Now, when we see NEP, the objective of it is that we take our country forward, the nation as a whole. The academician, or can I call it academia industry nowadays, as you can term it, this we should take. The objective of it is that by 2047, when the country celebrates the 100th year of independence, India should be second to none globally in the field of education. Now that is a long route, but it is a route or the path that we have to tread. We are left with no option. And that is why this NEP has been given to us, that we have to. Now, how will we be able to achieve, to make India a nation to be considered globally in the field of education, globally recognized as number one in global education? Now, to strategize it, if you say 2047, it's a long years, more than 2 decades. But I call upon you, who are my colleagues, friends, and elite academicians, please, it is duty bound on each and every one of us to chalk out that career path, to chalk it out. How would we be able? Because to achieve it, it is achievements of our youngsters, the younger generation. We are the ones who have to handhold them. We are the ones who have to guide them. And we are the ones who have to tap their potentialities. The NEP is meant as a holistic education for one and all. What does it mean, a holistic education? A holistic education is education which will it's not only the degrees that its students be awarded, but it was a degree with character. I understand and I realized it also, that we have moved with NEP, we have moved from the exam-centered education to a continuous assessment education. No doubt, teachers will feel that they are overburdened, but they have the teething problems in the first year, the second year. We also faced it. At the Ïakynduh University also, we did face the teething problem. We read it, we found how will we be able to do this? Because we have to follow it in total for the benefit of our students. Now, as I've said, that assessment, that holistic education, holistic assessment, we have to take all stakeholders on board. Over and above teachers' assessment, there will be assessment by parents, self-assessment or self-evaluation by the student, and assessment by classmates. Now, in the urban places or in the cities and towns, yes, assessment by parents may not be so difficult. But what about in the rural areas? What about in the far-flung remote areas? How will we be able to get the parents on board to be the stakeholders in assessing their children, their own wards? That is a big problem that we are going to face, because that needs to be done. However, whatever challenges are there, these can be overcome. And it can be overcome by teamwork. It can be overcome if we handhold one another. That is why we need to work together. As the rendition of the song says, we are the world. So here we can say that we are the teachers of the NCTA, and we handhold one another in order to achieve our goals. It's not only the world, it's at our own state only. We will handhold one another in order to achieve the goals for our students. First, our own students in the state of Meghalaya. Don't look at the pan-India. Let's look at our own state. We want to build them. Recently, I have read, I've seen that none of our students from here could crack the UPSC. It made me wonder, what can I do to help them? So I think the same thought also will cross the thoughts of the principals, the thoughts of the teachers who are here today, that yes, what are we to do to help them? Now, presidential address had talked about bureaucracy, but let's put our hands together, our heads together, to help our own younger generation to crack the UPSC, so that our own will be there in the bureaucracy of our state. The traditional knowledge, curricula on it, is not well defined. Now it is left to us, to you, the academicians, the teachers, to come forth with a curricula that will showcase our traditional knowledge to the world, to the country, to the world. I'm sad to say that recently in March, when I attended a wedding reception at Hyderabad, I'm telling you, someone asked us, where are you from? We said, Meghalaya. And the next question is, are you from India or from outside? We have never heard of this state, Meghalaya. That is shocking. This has happened last month on the 27th of March. The young crowd, the youth came up. 3 young boys came up. We were sharing a table, and they don't know where is Meghalaya. They thought it is a foreign country. So how do we
region, how do we tell the world about ourselves? We can tell them through our curricula. Let's work together. Though Ïakynduh University Meghalaya is a private university, but it is willing to work together with the teachers of the MCTA in order to advance our own traditional knowledge, in order to expand it, to make it known to the other parts of the country. Because then only can we say that we have risen also. Because they don't know us. They don't know us. That is the saddest part. Even if you go to the other parts of the country, except from Bengal this side, most of them, they don't know about Meghalaya. So if we can able, and hop back on it, if we are able to churn out students that can crack the UPSC, they will be bureaucrats, not only in our state, but even in the other states, and that definitely will make Meghalaya a state to be recognized in the map of the country. It's not only geographically, but educationally and economically. As members of the academia, what are we to do to help in the growth of our economy? It's embarrassing for us to say that we keep depending on the central funds. Why can't we also work together to be self-reliant? Because I'll say this, when we are self-reliant, we feel proud of ourselves. That's what we are.